The assumption that animals are without rights and the illusion that our impact on them has no moral significance is a positively outrageous example of Western crudity and barbarity. Universal compassion is the only guarantee of morality, from the website Goodreads.com, entitled Animal Rights as of May 2015. Animals are very important to me, and they have always been a very important part of my life. Through my volunteering at the animal shelter, to working in an animal hospital, and getting my degree to be a vet technician, I strive every day to make sure that an animal's life is better in some way. Animal testing is the unethical act of capturing and essentially torturing animals in the name of research. The cause of this issue is that researchers and companies need something or someone to test their products on, and the solution to this problem is to not promote companies who test on animals. Let's start with the underlying issue. Animal testing is the unethical act of capturing and essentially torturing animals in the name of research. The problem with animal testing is that it's done in a cruel way. There are millions of animals every day that are subjected to being injected with noxious chemicals and disease viruses. They have to live in a tiny, small metal cage, and they get little to no healthy interactions with humans and very little interactions with their own species. They are addicted to drugs, forced to inhale and be injected with toxic substances, subjected to maternal deprivation, burned, deafened, blind, stapled, and injected with disease viruses. From the website downtoearth.org, entitled The Cruelty of Lab Testing on Animals as of February 2016. There is no help given when the animal is suffering either. The whole point of the experimentation is to watch and see what the chemical or the virus does to the animal's body. So the researcher is basically just supposed to sit there and take notes and just watch the animal. Animals feel pain in many of the same ways that humans do. Their pains are almost virtually identical. From the website lonestar.edu, entitled Save the Animals, Stop Animal Testing, as of March 6, 2014. Most people argue the fact that animals don't feel the same as humans, so it's okay to test on them, but there have been many studies conducted that go against that viewpoint. The research in the lab don't even have the correct materials or instruments to even help these animals end their suffering, because why would they? The whole point is to experiment on them. Animal testing goes against animals' basic rights. Just like humans, animals have rights also, but they don't have a voice and they cannot stand up and say no to an experiment, and they are just continuously forced into different experiments every day. On to the cause of the issue. Animal testing is the unethical act of capturing and essentially torturing animals in the name of research. The cause of this problem is that people and research companies need something or someone to test their products on. The main cause of animal testing is that researchers don't want to send out products that are going to harm the public in any way, so they use animals. In regards to makeup, they'll usually rub it on their skin, and they'll wait 48 hours to see if the chemical is okay to send out to the public. In regards to cleaning supplies, they usually inject it into their eyes, and this causes them to go into an extreme pain and causes burning sensations, and if the chemical becomes harmful, it can cause their eyes to fall out. Another cause of animal testing is to develop treatments and cures. When it comes to pacemakers and new surgery techniques, they usually use dogs or monkeys because they have similar anatomies to humans than other animals do. And when they first developed the pacemaker, a scientist first put it into a dog, and it came out, and it had no side effects, and it worked perfectly fine. But then when he went to go put it into a human, through his observations, he found that the electrodes weren't going directly into the heart as they were for the dog, which just further states that sometimes animal testing isn't as accurate as it's supposed to be. Animals that are susceptible to any kind of illness or disease that a human can get, they are automatically used to dissect, and they will put the virus or the chemical into their organs, and they will sit there and observe how it deteriorates the organs over time and how it can be used to stop it from happening. In order to test for the highest amount of dosage a patient can get when they're undergoing treatment, they'll usually pump a dog's stomach full of the medicine, and they will do it in increasing dosages until they can figure out what's the highest they can go until death. And usually they don't know if the dog will die for a number of days or even up to weeks. Next, on to the solution of this issue. Animal testing is the unethical act of capturing and essentially torturing animals in the name of research. The solution to this issue is to stop promoting companies who promote animal testing. One solution is to educate your peers, protest these companies, and send emails. A good way to make a company wake up is when they start to lose money, because other people are hearing about all the harmful effects that animal testing is. And there's also alternative ways of testing. There are many people who have voiced their opinion and said that they would be used for testing, obviously not on testing that could cause death or could be very harmful for the person, but when it comes to makeup, there are lots of people who said they would be willing to be paid to be used. But a lot of companies don't like to do this because they don't want to lose money, so they'd rather go to the pound and get innocent animals and use them instead. The sequencing of the human genome and birth of functional genomics, the explosive growth of computer power and computational biology, and high-speed robot automation of cell-based in vitro screening systems, just to name a few, has sparked a quiet revolution in biology, from the website hsi.org entitled About Animal Testing as of August 2014. This new technology allows human cells to be injected with the virus or the disease, and it can be very expensive, but it also is the most accurate because you're getting results straight from the source. After all that information, here's the conclusion. There are so many problems associated with animal testing. The need for this barbaric act is to ensure products are safe for human consumption, but there are also so many solutions to it. Animal testing is one of the cruelest forms of abuse. From the deliberate, painful chemicals they are forced to endure to even being denied the simplest forms of health care. Animal testing is just downright immoral. Even though the causes for wanting to develop treatments and cures comes from a good place, they go about it all the wrong way, when there are actual people and new forms of technology that are out there to be used. Overall, animals need us to be their voice, and I hope you use yours to make a positive impact.